Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Ready to get after this thing. Look at this overnight move. My goodness. Anyone who bought that trend line right there just got eaten alive. But we are going to get to drawing our trend lines here. Obviously had that move down. Hey, good morning, North Country. And of course, when we have a move down and a break, we expect a new low that already formed. Now we are waiting, likely for a bounce. May start to be forming a range here. We got a couple tests at this level. Putting this up here just in case. It looks like it may have the potential to form. Welcome those who are just coming in. Morning, good morning. Starting to poke through the bottom of that range. Would not be surprised if this doesn't actually hold. Pretty much just gonna give it this candle. If not, I'll delete the range. Morning, Candlestick. Morning, Hamish. How we doing? Alright, doesn't look like that range is being respected. We might end up getting spike in channel kind of formation, something like this. How's Hamish doing? Ask him in a few hours. Makes sense, makes sense. All right, let's flip over to the Nasdaq. Pretty much the same structure. Move down. right here. When we had this break of the channel, we expect a new low that just formed right here. So this might be where we get a bounce. But also the possibility of a spike in S&P. Bit yet, but we'll see. Back on the S&P, waiting to see if this channel gets confirmed. We're getting closer to the bottom of the channel here. If this thing is confirmed, that could present some good trading opportunities. Really high ATR. I'm just noticing these candles are pretty big. ATR right now is 3 points. Crazy. Over 3 points.
Sound like an good point. What a beautiful sound you get out of it. That's really something. It has a range to low A and up to high G.
Again, would not be surprised if we get a bounce here though, because on the Nasdaq, that's what we're expecting price action wise. Move down, break, low, expecting a bounce. So if the Nasdaq bounces, it will likely take the S&P with it. Kind of expecting a bounce there, and therefore a bounce here would make sense, and it makes sense with this chart, especially if you move this channel up like that. Yeah, a bounce there really would make sense. Welcome all those coming in. Good morning, hope you're well. Candlestick has a question. If you look back at 43.52, looks like it pulled back from 43.44 to 43.52 to the EMA and then dropped. I took that. Is that not a good trade? All right, so 43. Hold on, I'm trying to understand here. Pulled back from 43.44 to 43.52. Gotcha. So you're talking about from this bottom, 43.44 to 43.52, around there? Or are you talking about more recently? Probably right here, yeah? 43.44 to 43.52. Cool. So if we're gonna count entries there, that is only a first entry short. We have a pullback, and then that bar is the first bar that goes lower than the previous one. So that's only a first entry short. Highest probability trades are a second entry. So that's your first entry. You wanted to see one more and then a bearish bar. This was a nice bearish bar here. That would have been pretty decent pattern wise. But I think the larger issue here is that you had this move down right here that had a break and a new low. So you're expecting a bounce here. 9 times out of 10, this is going to be a larger correction. So in order for me to take a short here, I would not only need to see second entry, I would also need to see a lower high confirmation. Really, the prices have to prove to me here that we're going to continue lower, since this trend already technically is played out, and oftentimes you can get a bigger one, so a bigger correction, that is. So I wouldn't take that. This is where I'd be really looking for a short, because this is the first break of this channel. Move down, you have your break here. This is where I'm especially looking for a short, and I don't think it really set up. Let's see. Got a pullback, first entry, pullback. That's our second entry. Maybe you take this as a double trap. Second entry didn't look good, but then it comes up, gets that nice bearish bar. It is above the EMA, so it doesn't set up great. But context wise, this is where you're looking for a short over this area. Hope that makes sense. Beautiful bounce off of the bottom of the channel here. Totally candlestick, no problem. Got about 12 minutes till the open. And if we can get up here, and we have this bullish channel working right now. If we can get a break of that and move up to the top of this secondary bearish channel and get some sort of setup here, that would be awesome context wise. We don't want to see this bullish move be too strong though. On the Nasdaq, we don't really have that same channel. Ooh, we could draw it. Let's try it out. I mean, it's a lot flatter. Doesn't look great. We'll see. I would favor this just being kind of arranged down here, like we had earlier. Basically, this is just being break out of there. That makes more sense from a structure view. Yeah, it shakes down. turn into a pretty strong bullish move here. Right, we are testing the EMA here. That is our first entry to the short side. You move up. Boom. This is the first time a bar has gone lower than the previous bar for the first entry short. I don't like how strong this bullish correction is. In order to take a short here, we'll need to see a lower high confirmation. So pull back, second entry, and then a lower high. Welcome all those coming in. What's up? What's up? Y'all are having a good Monday morning so far. Please like the stream as you're coming in and hanging out for the morning. It's definitely a support to me. Encourages me to keep going on this thing. Encourages me to keep waking up early and hanging out with you guys. Hey Matt, how's it going? Good morning. Hey Matt, what's up? What's up? It looks like the EMA is holding here so far. JMO, what's good? Good morning. Yeah, EMA held on that first entry to the short side. Not a good sign for a potential short here. We might have a larger correction, maybe up to the top of the channel. What's up, Thomas? Good morning. Nasdaq has a slight break of this correction channel. Thing might get played out here pretty soon. Right where we are on the ES as well. Break of our channel, we could get a new high and then move down. Whew, bless me. About 2.5 minutes to the open here. Okay, here we go. A little push below the EMA. Still on the first entry. Again, I don't know that I'll take just the straight second entry here, especially this close to open. We could get 2 legs up of this bullish move, which is pretty strong. And also, we just sliced right up through that EMA, didn't even offer any resistance. So I'd be a little bit hesitant about taking a second entry right here. We get a lower high confirmation, I'd like that, but I think the risk is a little bit too high that we get this move and then a second leg right here. Here comes the open. Looks like we will get that new high after all. Already happened on the Nasdaq. We'll see how the top of the channel here holds. We get up there. Monday morning officially underway. You ever think about like all the beginner traders that just started taking positions right there just because the market opened? Has anyone ever been in that position? Not me, no way. Not me. Market's open, I gotta trade. Alright, so we do have our breaking new high already of this bullish channel. Move up, break, new high, so we are expecting a correction here. We can push below the EMA, get a failed second entry long. I like that trade for short. Nasdaq having a big push down right here. And technically we already have our first entry long that failed. Well, actually, maybe not. Can't tell if we pulled back here first or not, but anyway. I'll just treat this like one top anyway. All our pullback, waiting for the first entry, second entry to fail. We can take that short. I don't think it's gonna work. The Nasdaq already almost made a new low, but it's probably gonna bounce. No first entry formed. Nasdaq, we must have a low. Now this is starting to look a little bit better. Secondary. What line? That. Keep this on for now. Back on the S&P. Getting a little bit choppy and congested here. And dangerous, apparently. Bounce makes a lot of sense on the Nasdaq. The spike in a channel on the S&P has not actually been confirmed yet, so we might just blast up here. The top of this channel doesn't hold. I'm definitely going to delete it. As again, it has yet to be confirmed. That is technically the second entry right there. Can't take it above the EMA, not a super clear bias, so no trade, but interesting. Just zoom in out to see if there's any other way that we could draw this larger channel, but I think so. Maybe like this, but then the bottom doesn't fit very well. Over on the NAS, have what looks to be a breaking new high of our bullish correction. Move up, break new high. Could we come test the top, or are we just gonna drop down here? We'll find out. Looking kind of range-like here on the ES. A range within a range, folks. Inception style. Okay, let's see what happens. We're testing the top of the potential channel, the top of this potential range. The Nasdaq just barely touching the top of its potential channel. So far, it doesn't look like it's holding. Yeah, so this range offered, or this channel offered no resistance. Range still might be in play though. Could be a failed breakout here. This thing might get some legs. This is too big for sure in this kind of range structure, but looking at and thinking about potential moves here that we might have. Thomas asked, after all that movement last week, would you think more of a range type week? I don't really know, to be honest. Let's take a look at the daily chart, see if that gives us any clues. So here we are on the daily chart. And we did have like a big, kind of like, I can't remember how exactly we drew it. Maybe we were just looking at this channel here. Yeah, we've definitely had some big moves on the daily chart. Looks like maybe even almost a measured leg. Hold on. There we go. Okay, hold on. So let's take a look at this move here. No, we're not at a measured leg yet, but maybe we come down and get the measured leg there. And then continue higher. That would make a lot of sense price action wise. We've been so far away from the EMA here. I would think that we would come back and test that here at some point. Maybe we have a little bit more movement to the downside, reach this measured move, and then come back and test that EMA. That's what I would think looking at a daily chart. All right, switching back to a 10,000 tick chart here. Does look like we could have, looked for a minute like that might set up into a larger downtrend, but not really. Never tested the bottom. Here we are. The breakout of that range is still holding. We're on the Nasdaq. Break of this potential channel, which is not really looking too much like a channel anymore. Probably gonna delete this. More like a range structure. There's a second entry long there on the Nasdaq. Not close to the EMA and at the top of the range. Not a great trade, but it will probably work out here. Back on the S&P. We might just have a larger range, something like this. We'll see as that develops. Uptrend is actually looking more likely at this point. Nasdaq had a break a new high on that channel. Up, break high. Now we're expecting a correction. Although this was pretty dang strong, so we could just continue higher, get a measured move. See if the range can win out there on the ES. A little bit tempted here on the second entry long if it forms. Still not really getting that pullback we need, but if we do, it's pretty dang bullish here on the S&P. Get a nice second entry. I might take it. See how it all shakes down. Amish calling out Friday's low of day. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're testing that level right there, aren't we? Yeah, we still have a ways to go for the gap fill. Gap fill is still about 10 points or so above. Like we are headed for it though. Let's see if we can get an entry to join. Might just break out there without giving us a setup. Nasdaq looks like it's about to rocket up here. Secondary channel. Good. This channel on the ES is looking better and better.
Journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you.
Nasdaq testing the bottom of that secondary channel. This has the feeling like it could just drop and the range could win. Sure, there's probably a lot of bulls trying to buy this breakout here. A good spot to trap them, that's for sure. On the Nasdaq, this continues to hold and we get a second entry. It's high here, we have a pullback. This is our first entry. We have one more pullback right here. Top of the range holds, bullish bar. I like that trade. And I know that we're going to get it. Look, the ES is now making a new high. I might just pull the Nasdaq up. But yeah, if that sets up, I kind of like that trade. We're about one tick away from making a new high. Once it does that, we'll have to reset the count. Yeah, there's our new high, so can't even take that. We'll have to wait a bit there. Secondary channel looking pretty nice. Over on the ES, coming to the top of this bullish channel. We're setting up for a nice long. Channels are starting to get confirmed. Bullish bias is starting to become more evident. Still have that gap we need to fill. So we can get a pullback here. And a second entry, I think I like it. I like it a lot. Hey, Domino, good morning. I do. I'll ever do it again. Maybe. Hey, Matthew, good morning. Reacting at the top of the channel here. Let's get that pullback, baby. Morning, Shayak. Just need a pullback, S&P. Come on, baby. There's the first entry to the long side. We need prices to come all the way to the EMA here. Give us a second entry. We already have our first entry. So I don't know how it's going to set up here. Might get a better shot on the Nasdaq. It already formed. Did. Yeah, this might look better on the Nas. But that's not it. Right here. Necessarily reacting like an overshoot yet. Still, the first entry on the Nasdaq hasn't really pulled back for a second time yet. On the S&P, everything is forming so high. Not going to be a setup here. Hey, Shaq. I hope you're having a good Monday morning. Well, nice relaxing start to the day so far on my end. All right. Here is our second pullback. Want to see this bar get down a little bit further to give us a solid entry here. Not going to take it with just the tail touching the EMA, especially as we're expecting a larger pullback. Excuse me, on the EMA. Hey Robin, good morning. No worries for the question. Happy to answer. I'm just basically trying to match the Nasdaq. And sorry, the question is, why do I use the 1500 tick chart on the Nasdaq? I'm basically just trying to match it up with the S&P in terms of like the number of bars that are formed. So zooming out, you can see it's more or less the same as the S&P as far as like how many bars are formed. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going off of. Not an exact science. Trying to get a chart that looks good. All right, so does look like channel solid range out here. The S&P just now testing the bottom of its channel. Might actually get a setup here now. And we still don't have our second entry on the S&P. But with this move down, a pretty significant move down, so I'm not really counting this as the first entry. Taking a second entry here would be pretty risky. So I'm probably going to reset the count on this move down. See if we can get a second entry from there. All right, there is the technical second entry. I'm really just going to treat it as the first. And here's what I mean by that. From this high right here, we had a pullback. The first time prices went higher, the first entry. This is the second pullback. And this little tick here is the second time prices went higher. So that is technically our second entry. But with how big and powerful this leg was, you don't want to take a trade like that. You really want to see prices push above the EMA, confirm bullishness, and then give you a setup. This is a pretty tempting bar here, just on momentum alone. But I'm gonna do the right thing, wait for a push above EMA and a higher low confirmation. Make sure you're liking the stream this morning, guys. We have not even half the people in here have liked the stream. That's a bummer, a bummer. It means either people are forgetful or it's just terrible. One of the two. So seriously, that helps support the channel. Helps let me know I'm on the right track and motivates me to generate more content and keep this up. Nice, Thomas. I'm glad you avoided a losing trade on that one. Right on. Rajiv, what's up? Laser focus, baby. That's the way to be. Okay, now we got our push above the EMA. Now we can consider possibly going long here. See if we can get a higher low with a nice bullish bar. Rejection. Rejection. You don't want to see that. Oh man. The higher low is mildly tempting, but we got rejected at the EMA and it didn't even close above the EMA, so it might work, but it's not worth the risk for me. Another rejection. This is definitely a new low of this down move here. Move down, break, new low. Hey, Johnny. Asking, do I like the lower high going back into the range on Nasdaq? Check it out. Now, are you talking about this lower high here, or like over here? First or second? The most recent. It didn't form great on my chart. And I think also expecting the ES to go up. The ES had a pretty fine channel, so you also got a bunch of support right here that you're going short right into that. Yeah, I don't really like that one. This one, kind of ahead of the game. Not a bad risk to take. I mean, you know, it's always a little bit riskier of a setup, especially when you have the strong of bullishness and the potential to continue higher. But I think this is the one you'd want to take. There's still plenty of room. This guy's going right into that support. Pretty big bar. Not a great bar, like has a wick on the bottom. So I don't know. Not something I would consider personally. Doesn't mean it's bad though. Thomas says the range is getting confirmed on the ES. Let's check it out. Oh yeah. Right around that double top. Something like this. I'm still cautiously optimistic about a bull move here. If we can push above the EMA, you know, now that this downtrend has for sure played out with the break and new low, I like a failed second entry short if we can push above the EMA here. Just watching though, this might turn into a secondary channel. So we'll definitely have to confirm above that, which is also the EMA. Nice, look at that move. Looks great so far. And that makes sense on the Nasdaq too, actually, coming right off of the support. That looks like two legs down. For our little channel, I betted it breaking. that. And there's our first entry to the short side. As I said, a failed second entry short would be nice if the EMA continues to hold. That would also be the second entry long from this swing high. So 2 setups in one. I like it a lot. We have this big bullish trend that had a break. We were expecting a new high to be formed, so only looking for longs at this point.
The assumptions that we use in our culture, although they've enabled us to develop a tremendously potent technology, are
Johnny asking, would I consider a visual higher low if it sets up nicely on the ES? I'm waiting for that failed second entry short or second entry. The Nasdaq, same deal. We can get above the EMA, get that failed second entry short. I think I like that. Yeah, we really want to make sure that the bullish bias is confirmed here. So higher low just isn't really enough for me with how strongly we pushed below the EMA here. Now if this was super bullish and we were holding the trend line, that's when you'd consider something like a higher low, but otherwise higher low really ought to be a confirmation setup after you already have a second entry. Almost have a new high on this temporary, or not temporary, but short and bullish channel. Alright, well, already getting a new high on this bullish move, break new high, so we're gonna have to hold off for a second. Same on the Nasdaq, we had this little move up, break high, we're gonna have to hold off. See what this looks like if we widen it. Don't really like that. All right, so we are now expecting possibly a little bearish move here. Again, we have this move up, break new high. So maybe a little bearish move. Could just be a short, like boom, boom, and then we're back going higher. Just over and over again, two legs repeating themselves. It just happens all over the chart. Two legs up, two legs down, two legs up. Now this would be our failed second entry short if it turns bullish, but don't know that I like it. Hey Gary, no trades for me yet, just in chill mode. Not even any trades that I'd want to take on sim. Nothing is set up right. Alright, well we got to push below the EMA so we can forget about anything there, and that's exactly what we're expecting to happen. Push up, break new high, and then expect to push down, and there it is. Stuff just repeats itself over and over every single day, day in, day out. Same thing on the Nasdaq. Did that move up, break high, expecting a push down, and there it is. Nasdaq is sitting right on that support. There's definitely a lot of stops under there. I could foresee that just getting wrecked. The S&P might have a range kind of setting up right around here. Nasdaq bouncing a little bit at that support. Gonna test the bottom of the range here on the ES. We'll see if there's any merit to this range. The Nasdaq pushing lower could drag the ES down here. This is definitely threatening to drop here. There we go. Push too low for a failed breakout trade. Sell, go, sell, do it. Right. That's what they want you to think, huh? Look at this nice bull bar forming. I like that. I like that trade. I'm gonna take it. Let's take it on sim. I don't think we're even gonna get a fill here, but we'll try. Nice bull bar right off the range low. A little bit risky because you have a slight bearish bias in that range. See what we do on sim here. This is just for kicks and giggles, folks. Sim trade, not a high price. I would say, you know, if Toto were around, this is a solid medium probability setup. A higher low here would definitely help out. Gary's taking that lower high for the breakout pullback. We're battling it out right now, Gary and I. There you go. That's why I was on sim, folks. At the doctor's office. Bummer. Gary's checking charts at the doctor's office. I love it. Yeah, so the reason that we would not actually take that trade that I was playing around with is that you already had, right? We had this big bullish channel break of it. We were expecting a new high, and here was our attempt. Prices came up, made a push above the EMA, but then it fizzled out and you had to drop down. So at this point, you're not really expecting another attempt. This is really the chance for bulls to get anything going. Drop below the EMA, and you know, maybe if we had a bullish bar right on the support, you know, like a triple test 1 2 3, that would have been pretty decent. But the fact that prices dropped down below here, after you already have this high, lower high, you know, and you're getting lower lows as well, there's a bearish bias here that you don't want to ignore. So that bar looks really great momentum wise, and those are the kind of trades that sometimes that works out really well. It just launches up, but it's also risky because of the bearish bias in the range, and then that's what can happen. So that's why I didn't take it live. It was not high probability at all, but just for fun. Risky trade, high risk, high reward. Does look like it can probably be a wider downtrend. See what it looks like on the Nasdaq. A little bit more of a mess over here. It's decent. If the EMA holds and the bottom of that range holds, I do like a short here. For reals this time though. Oh, sorry. Looking at the S&P. Yeah, if the bottom of this range holds, the EMA holds, and we get a second entry, I will look to take that. This looks like it may be our first entry here, folks. Can we get it? Can we get it? There's the first entry to the short side. This could be setting up really well. Pull back. First entry short. If we can come up to this level right here and get that second entry, that's going to be money in the bank. But it already is moving down quite a ways. Okay, nice. This is setting up pretty well. This is good. This is good. Need to see it move up a bit more. Get the setup on the EMA. We're going to need a nice bearish bar. Bummer. That should have entered. That should have closed a little bit higher. Still got a chance. Let's see how this forms. Still on our first entry, as we have not had a second pullback yet. Oh, this was a pullback as prices went higher. And this is all the first entry. And then as you can see, nowhere in here did prices go higher than the previous bar. So this is all still the first entry. Once we get a second pullback right there, as you can see, prices went higher than the previous bar. Now we can look for a second entry. All right, let's see how this sucker forms. Don't like how that last bar closed above the EMA. Not a super strong bearish bar. It may work. I'm gonna hold off. Pretty much just a doji. Never triggered anyway. But this is why you wait for a second entry. This is a perfect example. Waiting for a second entry will save you from a lot of losers. Wait for the trade to trigger. We had our first leg back here. Move down. Second leg back. You could start to see this bar and go, oh man, this is going to be perfect. I'm just going to enter here, and then boom, never even triggers, just pushes higher. Always got to wait. Now we're pushing back up into the range. We may get that new high after all. Well, things are not super clear here, guys. Zooming out, you know, this big move up had a lot of potential. Break attempted a new high, didn't really happen. This move down didn't really gain any traction. We're back above the EMA, so a lot of swings up and down. Is a clear sign of range structure, but at the same time, there's not a super clear range that we can draw either. Thomas, I don't think I'm expecting a new high from the first move because of all the things I just mentioned. We've been pushed straight down below the EMA here. This was our chance, never even reached a new high. So I think we just got to treat the small channels kind of as they are right now, and play it like that. Things are getting a little bit unclear here. Small channel day, yeah, for sure. Greg's calling out a failed second entry short on the Nasdaq. Indeed, I do see that. But again, the overall context isn't clear here, so I would avoid that. And it might get stopped out here. We'll see. Failed second entries work really well when the context is clear and you know that, like, oh man, there's going to be some trapped traders that are going against the trend here. That's when those work really well. If you got a lot of kind of up and down sideways action and you're trading failures, you'll probably be the one who gets trapped. The EMA is holding here on S&P. This is pretty congested in this area. Looking, we might have slightly larger channel like so. It's a little bit congested, like I said, but might be a decent opportunity here. The Nasdaq is below its EMA, so that puts a little bit of a caution here on an ES trade. This form's just going to be right into this congested area. I would want to see the body of the bar down here, something like that. This could be decent. And it's just going to push up with the no setup, of course. That was almost had the setup I was looking for. This bar had ticked lower, even drawn in some bears, and then ended bullish, close right around here. That would have been the setup I would not even think twice about, but instead we're just pushing higher. Gary's calling out a higher low. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Don't like this kind of sideways congestion though. Taking it here would make a lot of sense because it's almost like a little failed breakout, but if we get a higher low, it's going to be right in the middle of everything. Got all this resistance forming. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if the higher low ends up down here and the body of the candle is down here, but it's starting to get a little bit congested. Yeah, now we're just in congestion mode. I'm not going to take it even if it forms here. The Nasdaq has a push below the EMA. That's another sign that this ES trade likely not a good idea. It is tempting, I'm not gonna lie, if this finish is really bullish. But you really just want to avoid stuff when it's in a range like that. That's just most times a recipe for disaster. Nasty failed breakout there. Those bulls are getting smacked down on that one. Yeah, this is pretty ugly here, guys. I would stay out of all this action. Pretty gross. Already not that clear of a day. The Nasdaq is coming up to test the top of the range yet again. We had this move up with a break. Now a new high. But definite imbalance on the range. We never got down to these areas, so this could be where we start to grind higher. Not a lot that's super clear on this chart. Back to the ES. Let's take a look at the 10K chart, see if that gives us any insights. So yeah, on the 10K chart, we have pretty much the same kind of deal here. I would draw it essentially the same. Move down, break new low. big channel up that has a break and an attempt. Another attempt. If I was just trading this chart, I'd be looking for a higher low right now. Confirm this second entry long. First entry, second entry. That was the higher low. It didn't finish well though. So yeah, look, it actually looks a lot better on the 10K chart and looks somewhat bullish for the time being. Thomas is asking, do I trade all of my funded accounts at the same time, or half one day, half the next? That's a good question, Thomas. I've kind of gone back and forth. Used to trade all of them all the time, but now I have sort of mixed it up, and I do about, like, not necessarily each day, but yeah, I'll do like half at a time and then switch it up, and that way, you know, if there's one big trade that goes against me or something, I'm not risking all of the funded accounts at the same time. So helps me sleep at night a little bit better. Speaking of which, only 2 more days to get 80% off, folks. Link below. Code IMTJ. 2 more days, 80% off of valuations. Earn some funded accounts or add some more to your collection. All right, so move down on the Nasdaq. It's like we were expecting with this break and new high. Top of the range, moving down. See if we can get any sort of bearish momentum going here. Same on the ES. We do actually technically have a break right here and a new high. Again, let's see if this move down can get any traction. I just want to see some movement. I don't really care what direction it is. And we can see the bearish bias starting to get more pronounced here. This top, lower high, lower high. We got a low, lower low, lower low. So bearish bias starting to present itself.
Fuses installed.
I like a short here if it can set up right. Nice looking move down. You know, again, I was just showing the overall bearish bias starting to form. If we can get a second entry long that holds the bottom of this mini range and the EMA, I like that. I like that a lot. And hoping for the same setup on the Nasdaq. Looking for a short on both indices. Already having a little break and new low there. We could potentially widen this channel a little bit. Not necessarily played out yet, but we are getting farther and farther away from the entry point EMA range that hoping the setup would take place at. Could be our chance. Could be our chance to get a little pullback here. I still like that short if it forms. We're looking for a two-legged pullback to the EMA. Pullback like this. One attempt to go lower, and then another pullback. And the second attempt to go lower is what we will sell. That's really all we're trading here, folks. Super simple. Looking for two moves with the trend and a nice good bar to go short underneath. Obviously, don't trade. I want to go short underneath a bullish bar. We need a nice bearish signal bar. So we'll see if we can get that set up. Probably the last opportunity we'll have on the stream. We'll cross our fingers. Cross both your fingers. You know, do whatever you need to do to help maybe like the stream. That, you know, that's always another option to try to get the setup to work. Subscribe. Maybe subscribing. I don't know. I think maybe if you smash this subscribe button, that's what does it. Not just any simple subscribe, right? Smash it. So far, not getting that pullback. Come on, man. Give us a pullback. And no dice. Already moved to a new low. I don't think I'm going to widen my channel again. That wouldn't make sense. So another opportunity is come and gone. You gotta have patience in this game, right, folks? All right, well, I don't see any other immediate setup, so that is going to do it for the stream. Today is one of those days, folks, where you want to follow the shortened channels. It'll keep you on the right side of the market. Don't be looking for a wide trend today. Not happening. Very range like, probably an inside day, if I had to guess. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Forget a couple days left for the 80% off sale on Apex. Info is below. Trade safe, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Take care, everyone. Oh wait, sorry, Thomas, I want to answer your question. Set up at 7:17 a.m. on my chart. Let's see. Right here. No, that I don't think that was the best setup today. I was just goofing around on sim. It was a low probability risk trade, so maybe I won't even do those. 7:17. Okay, sorry. Oh, this guy right here. Yeah, just playing the break a new high, trying to short that. I at this point I was expecting a new high to be formed of this channel, so no, I wouldn't personally take that. I think you're going against the overall trend at that point, but it worked out. It worked out. So anyway, later all. Peace. See you tomorrow.